This is Unrehearsed Creepypasta Narrations, part 95? It's been like a year or something since I've done this stuff. I think I'll do a few. It's September 7th, 2023. I think I'll do a few. I think I'll do 4 today. And then maybe I'll do one on Halloween. So, 95, 96, 97, 98. And then I'll do a 99 probably on Halloween. That'll probably be all. Though I think the one on Halloween will be random. I remember there being 4 creepypasta stories. I'm halfway tempted to do Noah's Ark. The Noah creepypasta, the Noah experiment. But maybe in a future time. I think, like I said, this one there's the Survival Guide to Hell or something, which I'm going to put a link in each of these 4 videos to, because I remember each of these 4 as being really well done by the person who normally would read them. Like this video, I think I looked it up a moment ago. It was like posted like 2 or so years ago, by like the Dark Somnium or something. It'll be in the description, so make sure to check the description for this video and the next 3. I'll put a if I don't know if I'll do a random one or I'll do the Noah experiment one for part 99, but I'll have a link to, I think it's Mr. Creepypasta that does that one. I know Mr. Creepypasta one does Ditto Theory, because I know I want to do the Survival Guide to Hell, Dead Internet Theory, what was the Ditto Theory, and Everything is Ditto. Though Ditto Theory, I remember Creepypasta did that. I don't know about the Everything is Ditto and the I'm probably sure there's lots of people, but there's probably a version I remember hearing, but it was probably years ago I last heard that. So I'll be trying to, of course, read this without actually listening to them again. But of course, I have heard them in the past. I just don't want to be copying them in terms of however they say it. But of course, these are people that actually, take this shit seriously. They're actually putting music and sound effects, and they're actually rehearsing and doing multiple takes. I'm just a random guy sitting in front of my computer I'm just hopping into this. The whole point is unrehearsed. Though of course, for most of these things, there's stories I've already heard. Though there are a few stories I've done where, I haven't heard them before. And, well, I guess one problem with doing stories that I haven't heard at all before is maybe I have too much of an emotional reaction for it, and that's probably annoying listening to the narrator be emotionally bothered by the story, right? I'm not sure how that actually is. I don't know. I just know that just not sure, it's like, do you I imagine people would be annoyed that just listening to the narrator just either feel scared or feel sad at reading the stories. It's like, imagine if you guys sent me a really funny story. I mean, wouldn't it be annoying just to hear me constantly stopping and laughing my ass off at everything I thought was hilarious? I don't know. It's kind of like when I did that parody of Sweet Dreams, where I wrote custom lyrics for Sweet Dreams. Marilyn Manson. Technically, he was a cover of something else. I made a song called All the Neckos Are Meowing for Head Pats, and I wrote custom lyrics for that, but my first, the video is 7 minutes long because, the first minute into trying to sing it, I just laughed my ass off because, and it's not so much oh yeah, it's such a good writing job I did. It's more it's embarrassing. I'm so dumb. But then again, heck, I've made plenty of dumb videos. I made a video called Angry Creepy Tree Screeching Welcome to the Jungle at You. It's my attempt at my impersonation of Axl Rose from Guns N' Roses, the song Welcome to the Jungle. Heck, I even tried to attempt at the song Heathens by, I can't remember the name of the band. 21 Pilots? I don't know. I can't remember. You think I should, but I don't. But and I'm not gonna. And I remember this being a long story. The Noah experiment, maybe I try to do a long one, but I've been working a lot of overtime because I really don't have the energy. And like I said, this is not like, well, that doesn't seem very professional. There's nothing professional. The only thing consistent about my channel is a complete lack of any professionalism. It's more so me just saying, hey, October's coming up, Halloween season. So, I'll do 4 random little videos about creepypasta stuff now. And, an actual Halloween day, like the 31st of October. Let me drink some water. And I'll do another one. Maybe it'll be no experiment. Maybe it'll be one at random that I may not know what it's about. It might be something you guys suggest. I don't know. Heck, I'm still considering trying to look up the Florian stuff. Basically those super long, thousands and thousands of pages long fan fiction of the Slayers anime. Lena Inverse and... Yes, Naga has really big tits. And I'm a fan. Then again, I'm the kind of person, I don't see height as an issue when it comes to dates. Like, here's the thing. It could be Lady Dimitrescu from Final Fantasy, Resident Evil 8, though of course, personality, she's kind of a bitch. So, how about a more lovey-dovey one? Like, what if it was a personality that was a mix of, say, Mihoshi from Tenchi Muyo and... I'm struggling to think of anyone else. But though in general, I would say this. Mihoshi's got a nice personality, and she's very pretty. Then again, same is true of Washu, Ryoko, Ayeka. There's several different versions of Kione, depending on the series. That's one of those odd things where they sort of like keep rebooting the series and reinventing, because you had Tenchi Muyo, then Universe, then Tokyo. Then they went back to Muyo, finished that story. Then there was Ryo-Oki. Then there was GXP, War and Geminar, AI Tenchi, then more Ryo-Oki. And then there was some sort of light novels, and there's fan... Like, it's just... It's kind of like sometimes with Dragon Ball Z, every time, the genre doesn't exactly feel the exact same at all times. Everyone's like, this is supposed to be a creepypasta reading. Yeah, I should probably hop into that. But, yeah, I'm thinking about trying to look those up at some point, but like I said, I'm not doing any voice acting, unless it's like, fly of the pants sort of thing. So we're like, oh, this is this character that I've been introduced to 2 minutes ago, and this is probably what they'll sound like. I don't know. But if I were to read this, but I'll put links in the descriptions of these videos to... Now, granted, some of them, I think Ditto Theory is like a minute long, so... And I'll probably not really do this whole introduction thing and that, because I think that probably messes up any sort of pacing or to that. Besides, you don't want to hear me do an introduction over and over. Heck, I didn't even do my proper, air quotes, proper stupid intro. I like it. I like my intro. It's just, I understand. It's an acquired taste of something that is very much uniquely me. Greetings, one and all, to the most cursed, most cringiest corner of the internet. A YouTube channel content creator actively alienating everyone, in both the analog and digital world. Well, welcome, good evening, wonderful dice of all alignments. I'm Lunar D8, and this is How to Survive in Hell. Part 1. I woke up in a birthing sack, panicked and choking on amniotic fluid. I clawed at the fleshy walls, fighting with all my terrified strength to free myself. With a wet, ripping sound, I was dumped onto the muddy cobbles of the street below, twisting my ankle as I landed. Cold rain blasted my naked body clean of the sack's liquid. I tried and failed to get to my feet. The street was alien to me, an insane medley of architecture ranging from modern to prehistoric. The sky above boiled with storm clouds, illuminating my surroundings with non-stop flashes of lightning. A man walked over to me. His hair was matted with filth, and the rain streaked down his mismatched leather clothes. He said nothing, just watched me squirm on the floor. "Please," I gasped, "help me." He answered by slamming a foot down on my face, breaking my jaw and making my vision reel. He moved onto my limbs, stamping and tugging until he heard the bones snap. Crippled, naked, and screaming, there was nothing I could do to defend myself when he started to eat me alive. My introduction to hell wasn't unusual. Very few people survive their first hour, let alone their first night. When they die, they go through the same thing again, emerging from a new birthing sac in another part of the city. Eventually, they learn to attack the first person they see, and if they're lucky, they'll be able to kill that person. That's the one rule of hell. The strong take from the weak. Get used to the idea, and you just might make it through the afterlife. I'm going to give you a helping hand. Consider this your handbook to hell, a primer on the inferno. Make no mistake, though, I'm not doing this out of the goodness of my heart. When you die, you'll owe me one. Don't worry about trying to find me. I guarantee we'll run into each other eventually. Eternity is a long fucking time. So it's a matter of when, rather than if. Do as I tell you, and you'll have a better chance than most of avoiding my own nasty introduction to the pit. Wait, how'd you get this book to the Earth? Okay, stay on topic. Welcome to hell. Some people swear they saw a light at the end of the tunnel when they died. To my mind, those people either hallucinated or they're lying. Most of us just wake up in a birthing sac a few minutes after death. The buildings of hell are covered in the things. Horrible yellow-brown pimples growing out of the brick. I've already mentioned the first thing you need to do is claw your way out and get ready to fight. This is where real bitch of the situation comes into play. Since not everybody has the strength to break through the sacks of flesh. You get the body you had just before you die, see? So let's say you were born a cripple, and maybe you died too young or too old. Tough shit. You're going to have a rough eternity, drowning in birthing fluid over and over. If you manage to break free of your sack, don't waste time moping around, wondering what the fuck happened. Get on your feet and get ready to defend yourself. Chances are good that the first person who sees you will be hungry. There are no plants or animals in hell, so cannibalism is your only option if you don't fancy starving to death and having to start over. Aim to kill the first person you see. It might take a few tries. Most of hell's residents have been fighting for survival for a lot longer than you. They might have armor made from tanned skin, scavenged metal and bone. They'll almost certainly have a shiv, club or axe. All of that will be useful to you, if you can take it from them. The next thing to do is to find shelter. It never stops raining in hell, and pneumonia is a shitty way to die. Luckily, you'll have a selection of buildings to choose from. Ever wanted to live in a rundown Victorian manor with half a roof and no furniture? How about an ancient Egyptian mud brick hovel? If people have built it, you can find a crumbling version of it in hell. Pick a building, kill any squatters you find, and move in. The best houses are the ones that come with a supply of scrap metal and timber. Not only are these good for making weapons with, they're also vital for getting drinkable water. I learned the hard way that hell's rain is teeming with disease. It has to be boiled before it's safe. So getting a fire going and something to make a bowl with is a necessity. So we've killed our first man and found a home. Things are going well. Get that far, and you're going to want to hang on to what you have forever. You won't. Something will kill you eventually, and you have to start over. My record is a year. If you want to beat that, you'll need to understand hell and its denizens. The damned. The people of hell can be grouped into two categories. The first, the fresh meat, are those who've just climbed out of a birthing sack. It's killer to be killed when it comes to fresh meat. Always has been. The newly birthed want clothing and tools and will kill to get a hold of them. The second category, the residents, view fresh meat as a quick and easy supply of food, leather, and bone. Residents have an easier time of it for it, sure. All of them will fight to retain their resident status for as long as they can. Make no mistake, though. Residents victimize each other just as much as they prey on the fresh meat. If you're a woman, for instance, well, you better get over any hang-ups you have about... This is the moment where the professional reader edits out the silence of my emotional discomfort over a fucking 4-letter word. I shouldn't even have this much fucking hesitation to say a fucking... It's a fucking word. Why is the person who suggested fucking demonophobia to DDR Maniac 007? So fucking emotionally sensitive about shit. And again, this is the normal part where a person just edits out. And you're like, well, what's going on right now? I'm trying to, like, force myself to read. And just looking through the sentences here, and I'm just like... Even, like, the next few sentences are, like, technically slightly less, no, it's still pretty bothersome. I'm just trying to, like... Drink some water. That's the funny thing. I have a fascination with horror movies, violent video games, Grand Theft Auto, Mortal Kombat, violent games, or just reading books about either just stories or the actual dark history of, you know, the human race and all the horrible things we've done to each other. And like I said, it's not for, like, purely academic reasons. I am just, like... It's like there's a 10th Saw movie coming out. Partly I'm interested in the story, partly in the characters, partly, like, what's going to be the new twist that's always at the end of these movies. How's the acting going to be? Are you going to see Gordon? Are you going to see Adam? You know, stuff like that. And also, how are these traps designed, and the architecture and the engineering? But of course, you know, people watch the movies for the blood and stuff. I don't know. We'll just go with I'm fucked up in the head, I'm a terrible person, I enjoy violent video games, and maybe adrenaline and endorphins and stuff. I don't know. Tool made a song about it called Vicarious, okay? You know, we all watch violent or action movies and stuff. But that's the funny thing, it's just like, I watch so many violent movies and stuff, but I'm an advocate that hell in any form is unjustifiable. I've gone into detail about that in other videos. Hell, I did a video talking about one possible iteration of hell call, which I labeled that video Thought Experiment. It was an actual dream I had, but that was just... Yes! I have more nightmares than I do have normal fucking dreams. But maybe that's my own fault for, one, having an interest in the macabre and horror and scary stories, and two, well, having bad interactions with human beings in real life and people being assholes. And like I said, at least the video Dark Somnium reading this, he's, you know, he doesn't break the whole narrator character. He just reads through and, you know, you actually believe he's the person writing the story. I'm just... And it's like, it's funny. Like, I have a fascination with, like, the darker parts of human history. And some of it, yeah, is academic to understand history. But mostly it's just... Some part of me has a... Like, the Puppet Master movies. Or Friday the 13th. Or Hellraiser. Or the... I'm about to say Jason, but that's Friday. I already said... No, that's... Oh, yeah. Nightmare on Elm Street's Freddy Krueger. But... Hey, there's a movie called Cube. But... I don't know. In general, I'm the kind of person, like, I enjoy violent movies, but I find it... The idea of actual people getting hurt... Because at least that stuff is just prosthetics, it's just corn syrup, no one's actually getting hurt. Or a video game, it's just pixels, it's just a drawing. And it's really important to like look back at the history of all the horrible ways people have treated each other. And just be like, there's no excuse for that. There's no reason for that. And that's the funny thing. Like, I'm the kind of person, like, I have played and watched so many horror games and horror movies and read so many stories of, well, fucked up things of history. And yet, despite being a big connoisseur of movies like Saw, I am an enormous advocate of anti-torture, anti-body mutilation, anti-violence, anti-war. I'm the kind of person that I just want everyone in the world to live peacefully with each other, to be nice to each other, a world of no violence where no one would ever want to hurt anyone, and we can all just sit down and play split-screen Halo 3. And we can play Halo 3 while drinking some ice-cold Pepsi, eating some pizza, and laughing our ass off at silly YouTube videos that are stupid fucking parodies. Heck, speaking of a good parody, like I said, there's stupid parodies that make you laugh too, but I mean, heck, Team 4-Star came out with the Boo Saga stuff recently. That was a lot of fun. Granted, they have more to come, but it's just, I'm glad that they released it. It was like, oh, that's really funny. I don't know. It's like on the internet, you can discuss things, whether it be political things or personal things, but in general, it's just nice to talk to people, and a lot of times you're just like either shit posting back and forth with one another, or you're just saying, hey, I saw this funny video about Morgan Freeman. It's hilarious. And you see Morgan Freeman laughing, and it's like, oh, that's cool. Or you see an AI video using Morgan Freeman. It's like, do you have any examples that are not Morgan Freeman? Not really. Morgan Freeman's just awesome, okay? I mean, he's narrated a lot of books and a lot of movies. Just saying, like, go into YouTube. I'll put 2 links in the description. One will be me yawning, I guess, but one will be the Dark Somnium reading, and then the 2 will be This Is Not Morgan Freeman. Just, it's AI stuff. I would drink some caffeine, but I gotta go to bed to go back to work. At least I can do the other 3 videos I want to do today if I do them quick. Because I'm pretty sure the other 3 things, so I don't have a dead internet theory. But I can't see that one being very long. I can't remember. It's been forever since I listened to it. And like I said, just like this, I'm going to try to do without, because I at least remember the gist of both of them. Probably the Ditto Theory a little better, just because it's like 1 minute long. Though I remember Mr. Creeppasta's version of it is amazing. Like, his delivery and his voice acting is great. But, yeah, it's kind of ironic. It's just I'm the person who's, like, really big into horror movies and horror video games. And sometimes video games that have a lot of violence and gore, or movies like Saw. And yet, I am a huge advocate of anti-torture, anti-cruelty, anti-body mutilation, hurting people, whether it's yourself or someone else. Heck, I find it wrong for people to damage or cut or remove body parts in general. I mean, granted, there are limitations to that. I mean, obviously, if you have like cataract surgery in your eye, I mean, that's something to help you see. But main thing is, you guys get what I mean. Like the stuff like the foot binding stuff in the past, where people would like wrap up their feet to like contort them, or how people would wear corsets so tight that it would like be crushing their internal organs, or the people that wear the ring things around their neck. I forget what countries are. I think most of them are over in Africa. And of course, like I said, some people would say, "Oh, that's just what it is there," and like, okay, understandable. I mean, there are some people that like do piercings, but in general, I just. Like me, I don't have any piercings or tattoos. I've dated women with piercings and tattoos. But it's just not for me. Not something I like. And in general, I kind of don't like them. Especially them. But again, I mean, everyone to each their own. And of course, everything's kind of a gray area on it. And it's like, all I can really say is, I want to honestly express what I feel comfortable with, and everyone else can decide what they, as individuals, feel comfortable with. But I'm not going to compromise on how I feel. That'd be disrespecting myself. So I'm not going to disrespect myself. Even though the irony of that, given the fact that how much I talk self-depreciatively of myself. Let's be clear. For the most part, this is a comedy channel where I'm doing Let's Plays because, I just enjoy Let's Plays like Markiplier and stuff. Or Proton John, Ultra J-Man. I already said Proton John. Fuck. It's just Rom Scout, Freelance Astronauts. I remember when Let's Plays were a thing. I remember watching Let's Plays back when people didn't even know what YouTube was. I remember a time where more than half of everyone had never even heard of YouTube. They had no idea what it is. And then half of the people that did know about YouTube, it's like, oh yeah, that's that stupid thing that some nerdy people hop on to from time to time to watch cat videos. That's all it was. And I'm like that, the very small group of people that I'm watching someone play a Super Mario ROM hack, and people are like, you're dumb, Lunar. I'm like, I like it. And everyone's like, well, no one else is ever going to like that stuff. Who would ever want to watch someone play a Mario game or play a video game? And like, even then, I had a bit of an interest in doing Let's Plays, but of course I didn't exactly have the money or resources to have a computer good enough to do that stuff, but like I said, I don't exactly have a professional setup. I don't need to. I'm not trying to do this stuff to make money. Heck, one, I don't know why I would ever even have 1,000 subscribers. I'd be like, how the hell did anyone even come across me? But hi. I don't know if people could see me like waving at them. But in general, I'm like, even if I were to have somehow like 1 million subscribers, I have no intention of ever partnering with YouTube or having a sponsor or a Patreon or a Subscribestar or any of that, or Super Chats. I'm actively against ever making a cent from doing this. I just feel like rambling at my computer, and if you guys feel like coming along on the journey for this incoherent mess that is called me having a one-way conversation, then you're welcome to, and I appreciate your company. Though, I apologize. I swear I do not have ADHD. But I can't really stay on a single topic very well. Heck, I did a movie review called Daniel Stern Bullet Train. Or heck, there's a video, go to my channel and search It's Happy, It's Jolly, It's Good. It's a video about me talking about, liking anime is a lot like saying you like movies. There's a lot of different genres of anime. So, it's like a movie. Like, not all movies are horror, not all movies are comedy. Movies aren't a genre. Movies are a medium. It's like saying you like books. Books are about several different topics. So, there's different kinds of books. It'd be like someone saying they like enjoying light novels and you give them a fucking dictionary. I'm like, that's a little bit not the same thing. I mean, they're both technically books, but I don't know. I guess I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. But main point is I'm not doing this to make money, ever. I'm actively against it. I have no intention of ever making a cent off this. And even if it was an option to, I don't want to. I don't judge or look down on people that make money from doing this. In fact, I think that's awesome, and I cheer them on. I'm like, yeah. Like, anytime I'm watching a live stream and someone gets like a large super chat, like, yeah, good for you. And I'm like fist pumping in the air, like, yeah. But I just want to ramble at my computer and just, it's a nice little hobby for me. Granted, a little bit obsessive. And of course, sometimes I put it on the back burner to try to do things like I want to try to learn how to speak Japanese, or I want to sit and read my Dungeons and Dragons books, or I'm still trying to play fucking Cyberpunk on my fucking PS4, but it keeps crashing. Or there's anime I want to watch on my TV, whether it's YouTube there, YouTube on my computer, or all the DVDs I have, or I go to the gym. Of course, I spend a lot of time at work, especially working overtime. Or, stuff with family, or attempts at being sociable, or friends and stuff. Or trying to clean the house a bit here and there. Or sometimes I'll listen to ASMR, or sometimes I'll listen to music. Sometimes I'll try to sing karaoke. Sometimes I'll try to play my guitar. Sometimes I can try to draw. I still have yet to really mess around with the Vroid Studio stuff to try to make a VTuber. Not that I would really use it much. Heck, I don't even know if I would really stream with it. I'd probably just make pre-recorded videos with it. Just me doing random stuff, but, you know, I'm now an anime character. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I don't even know how I got in this part of the conversation. Alright, just the main point is that the self-depreciation. Like, I sing karaoke. I'm terrible at singing. I know that. I am awful, and a lot of times it's impromptu karaoke stuff. So it's not even practiced. It's just songs I've heard before. Which is really bad when it's songs that, you know, I at least have to I have to practice the, like, right then and there, like, the German stuff, because I don't speak German. And like I said, I want to learn Japanese, but it's a frivolous reason. I want to sing Japanese anime songs. Like Bubblegum Crisis Tokyo 2040, or Tokyo Ghoul, or Slayers, you know, stuff like that. I want to sing Japanese anime songs, because I think it would be fun. Heck, I'm considering at some point maybe possibly getting a couple pet bunnies. I mentioned that in the Lace and Iris video. But yeah, imagine if I did that, you guys would just never hear from me again. It's like, whoa, Looter, why didn't you record video? I'm too busy playing with bunnies. It's like, if my options are record some random video or play with bunnies, I'm choosing play with bunnies. You know? It's kind of like when I was younger, I'd be playing video games, and even if it was like, or if I just got a game and I was like, oh, I'm really looking forward to this, but then I had a friend that was like, hey, I'm doing this thing, you want to come? Hell yeah! Because, you know, the game's always going to be sitting there waiting. But I'll go try to be sociable and stuff. But, I don't know. I need to buy more Pepsi. I ran out recently. I like ice cold Pepsi. I don't know. But yeah, that's odd things. It's, I don't find the whole hell thing justifiable. I've gone into detail about it in other videos. But it's just, yeah, that's the thing. I know it's hypocritical of me to say not be condescending when I honestly have low self-esteem and I tend to talk a bit bad about myself. But in general, one major purpose of doing these videos is it allows me to talk without a filter and just to be able to express whatever I'm thinking. You know, I mean, I don't really get to talk very much IRL. I mean, I tend to be busy with work, and work isn't exactly a sociable thing. And I mean, honestly, I think especially since all the stuff that happened in 2020, I think everyone else is having some trouble being sociable as well. But and how I feel like the economy is going to shit. But I don't know. I can at least afford bills and buy video games and stuff. Like I said, there's a game called BZZZT. It's like a robot platformer thing. I think it looks similar, close to Super Mario World. I think it'd be cool if Super Mario World came to Steam, but I don't think Nintendo's ever going to do that. But that'd be a lot of fun. But I don't know. It's kind of ironic though that one, I try to tell everyone to cheer up and try to I tell everyone else, hey, I want you guys to be happy, but I'm not really happy myself a lot of the time. Or not to be self-depreciative, but I do that all the time. Or the fact that, you know, I enjoy watching horror movies and violent movies, and yet I'm the kind of person that I try my best to live my life as a pacifist. I've only ever hurt anybody in self-defense. I watch like Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, movies like that. And yet my main political stuff is anti-suicide, anti-self-harm, anti-violence, anti-war, hurting people or mutilating somebody's body, anti-lobotomies and stuff like that. Like, you know, I feel lobotomy is worse than murder. You know, in general, like I said, it's just kind of ironic though. Like, I enjoy horror movies and violent games, and yet I am a huge advocate of anti-torture, anti-cruelty, anti-violence, basically I don't want anybody to hurt anybody. I want everyone to be able to get along. I want us all just to be able to play some split-screen Halo together and just make some funny jokes and make some silly puns and drink some ice-cold Pepsi. So, I just enjoy Let's Plays. I enjoy rambling on my computer sometimes. Granted, I imagine if I did it for a few hours, I'd probably want to go do something else. But, if I wasn't making the video, I have a tendency just to, pace my living room and talk to myself. So, no matter what, I'm going to feel the urge to just talk and ramble like this. But at least the fact that I at least know I'm doing it for a video, I'm at least trying to keep it more ordered. If I wasn't recording it, it'd be more chaotic. And even then, this isn't exactly very well structured. If I talk in person to people, in general, I'm the kind of person that I try to be very ordered in how I speak to people. I try to gauge how I should talk based on who's around. I tend to be very stoic, and I really don't talk very much. But I mean, like I said, there's various extremes of it. Out there in the world with flesh and blood people out there, I tend to be very stoic. I don't really express my emotions on things, and if I do, I'm usually just smiling and making a silly little joke and trying to be cheerful and upbeat and optimistic. When in reality, inside my head, I'm constantly just thinking very, very depressing things that would not be appropriate to share in public. And honestly, I'd say like this. I think the only times I've cried in front of people IRL was usually just, there was a funeral or something. And even then, it was minimal because people. I don't think in general, there have been a few times, but usually it's because something really big was going on. In general, I tend to be stoic and reserved emotionally in front of others. And even in general, I tend to still try to be, somewhat reserved. But I can at least talk freely in this circumstance. And at least express that I do have these feelings. But, obviously I'm not going to go out in public and tell people, oh yeah, I tend to lay on my bed every day, listen to nightcore music, and crying my eyes out. But hey, that releases endorphins. If it makes you feel better, everyone has their own ways of coping with various negative emotions they feel. And heck, I'm just saying I wouldn't do that, in front of people. But I do at least want to sort of, spread awareness that, mental health is important and that people should try to talk about their feelings. And that, yes, you should probably talk to people, or whether a doctor, psychiatrist, therapist, family, friends, lover, whoever, about your feelings. But of course, you should only talk to people that you can trust. And of course, remember, even if it's somebody you trust who cares about you, there's a limitation to how much of, you unloading your just emotional issues they can handle. And of course, you should return the favor if they need to talk about things too. But in general, I'd say it's good to be able to talk about your feelings, even if it's out loud to yourself. It gives you a better chance to at least understand yourself better. And of course, if there's ways you can improve the situation that's got you upset, that's good too. But, let's be clear. In this modern society, I think especially men, that's men under the age of 45, I think the number one cause of death is, people Minecrafting themselves. So obviously there's a concern about mental health. So the main thing to say there for people is that it's, it doesn't mean that you're a bad person if you're depressed or have any sort of, burdensome emotions that are maybe a bit much for you, but there's nothing wrong with having those emotions. You just got to work on processing them and coping with them. And even then, it's not like you're just going to do something and be completely better and never, be upset about that stuff again. Heck, that wouldn't be a good thing. You would just be numb. Having complete apathy or drug-induced happiness is not a solution. And again, I'm not knocking taking antidepressants. That's for each to their own. That's something to discuss with your doctor. That's between you and your doctor. But, and heck, it's something I've been considering. I'm just still kind of on the fence about it because, granted, I do take some supplements and stuff, calcium and some ashwagandha and stuff for health issues, just to, be healthier and have more energy. But I don't know how I'd feel about taking stuff like that. It's just, I feel nervous about it. I feel anxious about, one, how would I respond? Two, also some issues of pride. And also, financially, in the long run, especially if I ever were to lose my insurance, how would I pay for it? But even then, it's just a question of, would I respond to it okay? Would I even want to be on that stuff? And again, like I said, that's for me and a doctor to figure out. It's just something I have been considering. But the main point is that, people, it's, I really want to stress to people that it's important to talk about your feelings. And I'll say this, it's very important to find a way to express yourself. As long as you're not hurting yourself and you're not hurting anyone else, then, yeah. If it improves your mental health and at least makes you feel better, it's not like you're just going to talk about your feelings and immediately feel better and everything's happy forever. No, it's an ongoing thing. Think of it like self-care, self-love sort of stuff. It's pretty much might even be like a daily or every other day sort of thing. But, if it helps you feel better, and it's not hurting you and not hurting anyone else, and it's sustainable, then, and again, like I said, stuff to be discussing with doctors, psychiatrists, therapists, to each their own. I enjoy listening to music, playing video games, or just talking to myself, or talking to the computer like this to random people, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, this is just a hobby for me. I just enjoy Let's Plays and YouTube videos, and I've just sort of started making my own, and there's no real rhyme or reason to it. I just sort of turn on the video and do whatever I feel like doing that day. And some days there's days I've actually made like I had a day off and I made 20 videos in one day. Granted, some of those were a bit shorter. Heck, the Tao Te Ching stuff was back to back real quick, but that's because most of those were under a minute, and it was just me reading something real quick. It took more time to find the picture I wanted to use, but and of course there might be times I might go a couple weeks without uploading a video. It's just more so, whenever I get around to it. Because like I said, most people that do YouTube video stuff, they're like, oh, I have to make this look perfect and be good, and it has to be entertaining. Or I have to check, the audio balancing, or edit this or that, or splice some part of a video. Or I have to make sure it's released this way so it gets maximal views and stuff. So I get some sort of algorithm stuff that helps push the video, and I can make a lot of clicks and stuff to make money, and then use that money to pay rent or something. I don't know. But here's the thing. I don't care. I'm not making any money off this video. If there's ever advertisements on this, just know I'm not making any money from that advertisement. YouTube just has the ability to put advertisements on any video, even if it's not a monetized channel. Just means, I guess, YouTube's making all the money there. I don't know. I don't know how that works. All I know is I'm never going to apply for partnership stuff in YouTube. Then again, one, why would YouTube ever want me to? I'm pretty sure even if they ever did, I'd probably get demonetized immediately, just given the fact that I tend to cuss a lot, and in general I just want to be able to talk and express myself and talk about whatever is on my mind. And heck, there might be some times that I feel like a never-ending river of incoherent thoughts I need to express. Just need to be able to express it. And there might be other times I might just feel almost catatonic, where I just don't want to do or say anything. And I just want to shut down. So, yeah. This has not been a very good reading of a story, I guess. I think I got some Sunny D in the fridge. I'll drink some of that. Pity I don't have any more Pepsi. I'll have to buy some more next time I'm at Walmart. I don't know. And of course I tend to watch random YouTube videos or play just random games myself from time to time. Or just sit and watch some anime, or yawn while I'm trying to do a video. I'll try not to fall asleep making a video. So that's the thing. It's like, most people that make YouTube videos, they're like all concerned about the video has to be entertaining. I know I'm not entertaining. There's no pressure there. I already know I'm a failure. You know? I'm just a guy rambling at his computer. There's no pressure here. I can just say whatever the fuck I want. Because it's, it's not like I have to worry about monetization. I just want to be able to talk about whatever's on my mind. And sometimes I feel in the mood for it, sometimes I don't. And nothing really seems to have any effect on whether I do or not. I just sometimes do, sometimes I don't. I mean, there's times I'm happy and I will want to make a video, and there's sometimes I'm happy and I don't. There's sometimes I'll feel depressed and I want to make a video, there's sometimes I'm depressed and I don't. So, I think it's just an issue of sometimes you feel like you want a chocolate bar, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you feel like ordering a pepperoni pizza, sometimes you're like, I'd rather get Chinese. But yeah, there's no... That's another thing that'd be a problem. Like, if I ever did streaming, I don't think I'll ever be on Twitch again, just because, I think I'll stream either on YouTube or, well, not streaming, I don't know. I'm not even sure if I'll stream at all anymore. That'll be more so like pre-recorded stuff, like, I don't know. I'm just sort of tired and not really paying attention to anything at the moment. Just exhausted. But yeah, I guess the main thing I'm trying to say to people is, people's mental health is important. Hell, I forget I think it's 56 was the percentage that people talk about, America's a dangerous place because of guns and stuff. You guys do realize that there are more people that died being stabbed than being shot. That if you take all the people in America that have died to being shot and all the people that died to being stabbed, there are more people that died to knife violence than to gun violence. And what makes that stat even more outright insane is that last time I remember, I think it was like 56%, if I remember right. And remember, like, America's known for having all these guns available to everybody. I think 56%, if I remember correctly, of all gun deaths in America are self-inflicted. Basically, it's people Minecrafting themselves because they're either depressed or something really shitty happened in life and they're just not able to deal with it. Which, again, I'm not judging them. I'm just saying it's a shame they just didn't, not have to go that way. But that's the thing. If you even if you include all of the people, Minecrafting themselves, where people are Minecrafting themselves, there's more people dying to knives, to bladed weapons, than there are to guns. There, in a country as America, that is known for having where, like, everyone else in the world, like, sees America as a place where there's just everyone's wielding a gun at all times, which that's not the way it is, and people just, like, there's various reasons for it, but mainly it's self-defense, as well as stuff about, foreign invaders. Like, say, what if, like, World War II? what if Germany had invaded during 1940s? You need the average citizen to be able to actually defend themselves. That being said, I actually do want to go to Germany one day to visit the place. I think it'd be interesting. Like I said, I still need to see Rammstein in concert. I imagine there's probably a lot of stuff in the German culture that'd be really interesting. Like I said, I'd want to try to learn the German language and Japanese. I don't know, I think Germany, Japan, and maybe Australia would be fun places to visit. Though, I think that my main thing when it comes to Australia is I'm reading the Warhammer 40k book about Tyranids. I mean, that's a survival guide to Australia, right? I mean, Australians, I know I'm kind of halfway joking with you, but in the same regard, you guys have a spider season. People in Australia lock their doors, not because of burglars, but so that the kangaroos, who can operate door handles, don't break into their houses. You lock your doors to protect yourself from kangaroos. Everyone in Australia is like, he's out of line, but he's not wrong. I don't know. I mean, at least it'd be the easiest language barrier to cross. It's still English. Whereas, though, I at least think everyone in Germany and Japan would be very patient with me. I mean, I'd at least be doing my best to try to communicate with them. Besides, I think most people in Germany and Japan are actually bilingual and actually know English already. But I would still want to try to, meet them halfway at least. Or at least to the best of my ability. Though I think the conversation like, hey, Lunar, you want to play some Super Mario? Yeah! Just fucking... So you want to play some Halo 3? Yeah! Fucking stupid. Though I want to say what I would say is like about Germany is like, I think Shia Lily is originally from Germany. I don't know. Like I said, what can I say? She's cute. I enjoy her comedy. Though I can't help but think about how that applies to one of the last levels of Kid Chameleon, where there's like bipedal orcas that are jumping around. And it's like, on the one hand, it's like I was complimenting Michelle. On the other hand, now I'm kind of insulting her, but not intentionally. I'm just saying, I want someone to mod Kid Chameleon to make, like, the orcas, the bipedal orcas in that one level called Pirate Cove, to be Shy Lily. But I want them to make it adorable. Also, just give infinite lives in the game, because the game's hard. Most people wouldn't even live long enough to get that point. And also the ability to just choose whatever level you want. Heck, I imagine Tricky V would be in place of the alien spaceships. So you just see Tricky, like, harpy, dragon, flying around. Depends on the sprite design, of course. Many VTubers actually have many different models. I'm just saying I enjoy the sound of their voice and the appearance of the models, and heck, I mean, they've posted IRL pictures before, and both of those VTubers are actually very cute. So, yeah, you have a compliment from a random American, which will probably, on the one hand, probably just feel creepy and unnerving, because I don't know if it's much of a compliment coming from me, saying, hey, yeah, I enjoy your videos, they make me laugh. Also, both your IRL pictures and your models. Some of you have like a dozen different models that are like very three-dimensional even. And it's like, wow, okay, you must be like using a couple supercomputers to render this. I'm just saying the models are cute and they're very expressive. And the voice is very pleasing to listen to. And they tend to have some pretty good sense of humor. Heck, Tricky V's done some song singing where, like I said, they have good voicing. Heck, I think Iron Mouse actually done some singing too. And oh my god, she did a rendition of Tokyo Ghoul, the Unravel song. Holy shit! It was really, really good. Though, of course, every time I see Iron Mouse, I can't help but think about Topo. And no, I don't mean Topo from Dragon Ball Super. I mean Topo, the mouse girl from the greatest video game ever made for the PlayStation 1, Brave Fencer Musashi. Yes, they did technically make a spiritual reboot sequel called Samurai Legend Musashi for the PS2, which is an okay game in its own right, but is utter dog shit compared to Brave Fencer Musashi. Another thing is, Brave Fencer Musashi, there were so many things you could tell that there was more stuff they wanted to include, but they couldn't because of the limitations of the PlayStation. I'm just saying, I want Brave Fencer Musashi and, heck, even Samurai Legend Musashi. And I want a Brave Fencer Musashi 3. And I want Mega Man Legends 1, 2. And I want a Mega Man Legends 3 for a PS5 and on Steam. I don't have a PS5, but you bring out Mega Man Legends 3, I will buy a PS5. I will fucking find one. Granted, that's maybe a bit of an exorbitant cost, but for Mega Man Legends 3, I'd make that example. But, heck, I'll say this. Anybody out there listening to this, I strongly suggest playing Brave Fencer Musashi for the PlayStation 1. Or Shining Force EXA for the PS2. Heck, there's a game on the PS4 called Song of Memories, which is really good. Also, a Raging Loop or AI Somnium Files. All really good games. But yeah, definitely I recommend Raging Loop and Song of Memories. Very good game. It actually was using like VTuber tech before VTubers existed. So that's really cool. But yeah, Brave Fencer Musashi. Heck, there's a Namco Museum on Steam, Volume 1. Wait, don't pay $20 for it. It's not worth $20. Wait for it to be on sale for like 75% off. Spend $5 on it. It's got 10 games. One of them is Dragon Spirit the New Legend, the best game ever made for the NES back in 1987. Now, it's a shame, but you can't find Robo Warrior anywhere, which is the second best game ever made for the NES. But, yeah, I had to double check this real quick. We kind of just fucked up on like one recorded thing. Okay, so what's the main point I'm trying to say? We have failed at trying to read a story, and I think Shy Lily and Tricky V, or just call her Tricky. Just saying. Yay, random American is saying Shy Lily is cute. Yeah, I think she's cute, and I enjoy her videos, and they make me laugh. I enjoy. Generally, it's like, yeah, you and like a million other people. Yeah. So, this is. I told you I couldn't stay to one topic, so I got to keep shorter videos. The longer I just if I make a video that's hours and hours long, I just unless I have a video game or something I'm doing to kind of keep me focused, I will just go. Heaven forbid if I were actually having a conversation and the person would have to in real life, out there in person, I tend to keep myself very minimal to it so I can stay on the normal conversation. But if I just let myself sort of go off the rails like this, I mean, God help the person I'm talking to. Imagine if I was trying to have some sort of debate with them. They wouldn't even be able to keep me on the topic of whatever the fuck we're talking about. Let alone if they were having fun just getting, enjoying directing me to different things to talk about. I would just keep... I don't know. So I don't know what the fuck we were talking about in this video. We started off making a video about, how to survive hell. And now I'm talking about, something that is quite heavenly. Really awesome, cute VTubers. Like I said, both the VTuber model and IRL pictures of Shy Lily that she's posted, that's really cool. So, yeah, Shy Lily, random compliment from an American. I hope it is somewhat flattering and not at all creepy. Bye.